Hello and good day, everybody. Welcome on back. So, I have some good news and I have some bad news. Good news is it's patch note day. We have some patch notes to go over. Bad news, we lost some of the patch notes. I don't know why, but I can't scroll down. We had 3 updates. We had 0.9.4, 0.9.4b, and today's, well, not today, this was 2 days ago, 0.9.5. Now, I gotta take a little bit of a look-see. Didn't want to go over it until I was waiting for today to go over them all, but when I came back to the patch notes, I only had access to 0.5 rather than 0.4 and 0.4b. And 0.4 had a lot of changes. It had quite a bit. So it is very unfortunate that I can't go over and see what they changed. So that sucks. But at least we got some things to look at. Like added a bunch of choice runes rewards for completing quests, which is nice. Always nice to get more runes to make up those rune words for your runic weapons. Reduce the number of required kills for kill quests across the board. About 25 to 30%. Okay. Yeah, I can see that being nice. Increased chance of rune chest in approximate 15% now, up to 10%. A little bit of increase to getting rune chests. Have I gotten a rune? Oh, rune chests are the ones that require keys, right? No. Well, I guess. I think it's just the ones that just give rune rewards for opening rather than equipment. Map default pack size has increased about 30%. Okay. Obelisk mob spawn rate has increased. I think this one from the chests. More than double. Jeez. So opening up chests and going into those should be a little more chaotic. No. Obelisk rewards now contain an increased chance of gaining runes. Nice. A chance of high runes. Ooh. This one is the only early game source of high runes. Okay. I've done a lot of these, which is unfortunate now that there's now a higher chance of getting, or a chance of getting high runes. Well, obviously I don't have a high rune. I'm not in endgame yet. Increased priority coin drop rate. Ooh. More coins. Collector reward has been revamped. Low rate rarity should appear less frequently, and cost has been reduced. You also now counter legendaries and higher rarities at any level. I'll say at a higher chance at any level instead of at higher level maps only. Okay. Legendary rarity rewards now start appearing at tier 20, and mystics at tier 40, or at 40, increase instead of 60. Unique drop rate doubled. Hello. Added a new map. Victory occurs that reduce player ailment damage. Okay. I remember seeing that they did something to ailment damage in patch 9.4. Only saw a brief bit of it. Because I scrolled down to see how much there was, and there was a lot. Which is a big shame, we can't say it. Map fixes that give mob extra damage, as elemental damage has been changed back for conversion. However, they also gain additional elemental damage. Double non-factory elemental resistance pen for map fixes, so maps are a bit harder for those elemental resistances, which I am currently lacking myself. Reduce Harvest Moon mob spawn by 25%. I didn't realize that Harvest Moon made mob spawn more. I know the Blood Moon does. I didn't realize that The Harvest Moon did as well. Revamp relics. The number you can add to a map has been lowered, but the fixes has been buffed drastically to compensate. I don't know. I was struggling with that word. It was registering as something else, but it did not sound right in my head. You can have one harvest, one ancient obelisk, and one mine and slash relic. Okay. Dungeon Realm. There's a Dungeon Realm? Oh, Dungeon Realm was probably the map. Relics have been pulled into the base mine and slash relics. I have not interacted with maps yet, so I'm unsure. Added new relics that increase the chance of victory in maps. I think those are just those random things that spawn that you gotta find and interact with. Those were in my last playthrough. Tied up some relic and stat location. Okay, fixed unbreakable coal. There's unbreakable coal? Wait. Unbreakable coal would be super nice. Fix Harvest Moon spawn, fix Sandstone boss room trap, fix some missing soul modifiers, locations, amp fix, abyss, Uber room. Uber room. Fix blue sky boss, not dropping loot bag. I wish I could scroll down more. Such a shame. Such a shame. So I was just going to do a pure patch note video because there was a lot and I was gonna have to sit there and read a lot. But we lost access to 0.4 and 0.4b. Which 0.4b again was probably just some fixes that needed to be done for 0.4. But we can't read 0.4, which is super unfortunate. It is. So we're just gonna do a little bit in game and we will call it there. This week's gonna be super short. Not really super short, but not like upon an hour because I already had everything planned out. And it's gonna be a patch note. Guess who doesn't like patch notes, right? All right, so I'm gonna show you what I did in here, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about the build stuff, which we're gonna do heavily next week because there is stuff I want to try out and look at. Because crossbows, one-handed crossbows, I should say, and what they can and can't do. So we're gonna test that out. So it's not just gonna be build talk; it's gonna be testing, right? So anyways, this is the bunkhouse, right? This is going to be one room, a room across it. They're all kind of the same. But upstairs will be a little different. I haven't finished upstairs yet, but that will be a room, and then this will be something else. And then, of course, you'll have down here, which is going to be the enchanting room. I'll probably put an enchanting table over here and over here. Just because. Gotta make it look nice. And we got the farmhouse. I think I need to do something else with the farmhouse. The farmhouse is huge. It is significantly bigger than it needs to be. Honestly, maybe I just need to rip that part out. Rip this section of the house out. Do the stairs over there, the bedroom over there. Right? Because it's downstairs, it's too big. Well, no, I think it's not that bad. Let's see. We're gonna check the chunks. Is it in a chunk or is it in multiple chunks? No, it is within a chunk minus the farm. All right, so we're just gonna do that. So I think each house, each little villager house will be within a chunk. I think I'll do chunks apart. Like, so the next one won't be in this one, but it'll be in this one. I'll probably have to tear this down a bit. Now, the one thing that does suck, besides the bunkhouse is 3 chunks, looks like. Okay. Not quite. A little disappointing. Should have mapped that out way better. Well. Oh, yeah. Wait, did I map mine out to be a chunk? I did. Ain't no way. Second blue line of the chunk. I did. Nah, that was coincidence. That had to be a coincidence, right? I don't remember. Was I mapping? Okay, I'm getting distracted. So that's the house. Those are 2 houses. I didn't get too much done. Because I was nitpicking it. I was breaking and then placing, checking stuff out. We'll see what you like. I like that. It's kind of the same design as I was going up to my main building. I, of course, have to do the roof, which is going to take a lot. And I need to chop more woods because I'm running out. Anyways, I was going over some build stuff, or at least looking and reading and checking stuff out. Wrong button. Because I decided to take this out, and I was going to go for this. But that's not what I want to talk about. So, wrong button. What I have found is that I think going without the blood magic, going a paladin, going shaman, and paladin would be a fairly good combo. This is going for lightning damage. And this converts your lightning damage as well. Does it say how much again? On your allies effect, which increases lightning damage and provides physical to lightning. It does not say the conversion. That's unfortunate. Anyways, using this and some other lightning stuff, of course, you get additional shock chance, which is nice. And then the shaman, you get more lightning to physical from this, but it's just 50%. I wish I knew what the other one was. But anyways, more lightning to physical, and you, of course, would be using a hammer. Going elemental damage. And you have some lightning spells that you have access to as well as shaman. I guess you could argue going with this one, the Chronomancer, because it does have some lightning stuff as well, but you'll also have to deal with cold damage. And if you're focusing purely on lightning, I don't think it's going to be that great. Because it does have some combos that you can go with, right? Where if it's just alpha, some of them will be pretty good. Those ones actually would be an okay support to go with as well, because it has some healing stuff too if you're going alpha and beta. That's neat. Anywho, I would recommend Shaman. Because over here you have also Electrify chance. What does Electrify do? You have lightning damage, mana is armor, and elemental pen. You don't really care about the totem stuff. Mana would be nice. Now, with all this lightning damage, the reason why, dang it, the reason why I think it would be a good lightning class setup, you'd go battle mage, because there was one thing I overlooked when it came to the battle mage. Of course, you would go up to the lightning round, leech 2% of your lightning as damages mana. Of course, you would probably want to go with this if you're going tanky, where you absorb some of your mana as damage, or it's like a shield, because hammers give mana on hit. I guess you can go scythe too. You don't have to. No, if you're going paladin, you'd want to go with shields. You grab this, and of course you'd grab this, because you'd be stacking some mana, and you'd have your mana, so you'd get more attack. You would not want to go this. You could argue to go with this, though. When you crit, you have 100% chance to gain Elemental Overload, which would increase your elemental damage, but by how much? Let's take a look-see. Skill, no, not skills. Status effects. Status effects? It is status effects. Ah, here we go. Elemental Overload would increase your elemental damage by 25%. Yeah, you would lose some crit, or you would lose your crit damage. But you would have additional elemental damage. But again, if you're going this and you're going to lose all your damage, you'd have no reason not to pick this up, which would increase your damage by another 20%. And you would just lose your critical damage still, which you already lost it. So there would be this, which I think would be a good choice. The one downside to lightning damage. How am I spell it again? I did. All your lightning stuff is up here. Yeah, you got lightning up here. That's where your lightning is. It isn't, well, I guess you wouldn't go on the side, because that's way over here. If you're a hammer, if you're going a paladin, I guess it would make more sense to go with this one. You wouldn't be too far from getting some of the lightning stuff if you're just going pure lightning, which would be nice. But if you're going physical to lightning, you'd probably want to get some physical stuff as well, which is down in this direction, like here. How much physical stuff do we have? Quite a bit, actually. And all those physical damage you increase would then get converted to lightning damage. You wouldn't want to grab that one, though. Definitely wouldn't want to grab that one, though. Oh, no. I don't think you'd want to grab this one. Unless you're going like spell casting. And you're not attacking anything. And doing any physical damage. There's a lot of physical. Oh, this has chaos. That's a knife? Oh, yeah. Nice. Anyways, the key thing here, and this one is not these. These are nice. Yeah, you'd want to get more elemental. You'd have one extra chance, or one extra, which I would probably recommend that one. Because the more time you crit, or the more often you crit, the more you're going to get elemental overload. So I'd go this one, and then go up in this tree. So you'd leech some of it, and then negative 25% damage augment cost. Oh, it's augment cost. But the key thing here is this one. Lightning damage ignores elemental resistance. That is huge. Out of all of these down here, that this one's the fire one, right? Totem, yeah, this is the fire one. Out of all the fire and cold stuff that I've seen, you got some pen, but none of them ignores. Which I thought was huge when I saw it. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So anybody doing a lightning setup, it is highly recommended that you go for this. That's huge. It just ignores. No resistance. It just ignores it. Which makes me kind of want to try a lightning setup. It does. It does. It really does. Because even with the low amount of lightning that I can get my hands on, in terms of in here, the fact that it ignores and I can get 2, I would have to drop my rogue status down. Kind of. But I wouldn't be able to. I would have to go battle mage. Yeah, I would have to go battle mage. All right, so we're gonna do some lightning talk because I want to look more into this. So this just increases my basic attack damage, which could still work. If I would go rogue, because what is this? I'm pretty sure it has, yeah, it has a cooldown, but it doesn't say its cooldown. The 20-second cooldown is for its skill, and I'm pretty sure that 20 seconds is not for the discharge. I think. And also, I wouldn't be able to go blood magic. I really want to try blood magic, so this wouldn't work for me. At least going shaman on top of what I want to try. View your weapon with creepers energy, converting your physical into lightning damage. Also grants a chance for lightning damage to cast discharge, which sends out a static ripple from the struck enemy, dealing 12 plus 25% of weapon damage, 2% of your mana, capped at 25% of weapon damage. Oh. As lightning damage in a small area, discharge can only trigger once off cooldown. And the conversion rate is 50% physical to lightning damage. The chances of discharge, 40% chance to cast discharge on lightning critical hits and on non-critical hits. So a 40% chance. So the faster you attempt, no, because it has a cooldown. So it doesn't matter how fast you hit, you could be attacking super slow. The chance is, oh, I also swapped out my stairs for the bamboo stairs because they have a simple that you can't walk off of them. The rail is actually a rail, which I thought was cool, so I added them. I thought it was cool. It does suck that sharpness is only in the rogue tree. If it was in the warrior or the fighter tree, that'd be phenomenal. Do a flip. Anyways, Go back to Paladin. Let's see what we can do with lightning. Of course, we would be grabbing this. I wish it would say what the rating is. But since this does damage, all right, since it does its own damage, I wonder how these would affect. Lightning Pen would be pointless if I would manage to get my hands on the ignore, or lightning damage ignores elemental resistance. All penetration would then be useless. So I'd want to focus on shock damage and shock chance. Added lightning damage. This just adds flat damage. Dang. Alright, so Rebuke. This increases my passive block chance, which is nice. Increases health. Chance of getting Rebuke on block. So this does fire and lightning damage. You do more damage the more you block. So Rebuke applies Judgment on enemies' hits. What does Judgment do? Damage received, so it increases the damage they take. I'll have to look and see what Electrify does again. Thrust your blade forward, channeling a holy beam, which deals 3 weapon damage, lightning damage, fire damage, damage enemies in your way while channeling the beam. Also deal 15, 1% of health, 1% of magic shield, fire damage to self. Rebuke, you take no self damage. Slam your weapon into the ground, sending out a shockwave, which deals lightning damage. What's the percentage? 264% of weapon damage in a large area around you. If you consume, you'll slow and taunt enemies. Okay. The radius is 5B. This also does, but you sacrifice some of your health. So that's a paladin. With the paladin setup, I would still be able to use blood magic. Of course, they would have a, what is it, 10%? Yeah, 10% blood regeneration. Which isn't terrible. But if I was going paladin, my stuff would be converted. Of course, right now I'm fixated on sharpness, so I'd probably be going paladin and rogue. Which I wouldn't have to use a hammer because none of the paladin stuff is magic required. No, it's any weapon. Any requires a melee weapon, so any a weapon for me. What are the elemental resistance, area of effect? This one's lightning. Rapidly strike enemies in front of you. This one's just physical conversion to all elements. Ah, here's another one. Evoke your spirits of the tiger in very rapid strikes. Enemies around you. So it's another rapid strike channel one. So honestly, the main ones would be Paladin and Shaman. This one also uses your mana as well. This one uses your mana as well. This one uses your mana as well. Oh, I think all of them. Oh, no. Chain Lightning Totem. Ah, looks like it's just the lightning stuff that prioritizes mana. Now, if the mana, like if the, oh, dang it, the Blood Mage, if the blood tag counted as the mana tag, everything would work out fine. But it don't. It has a different tag to it. But I do still want to try these. Maybe they did add the tag to it. I'm not 100% sure. It just shows the ID. But I doubt it. Mana is mana and blood is blood. Where's it going? Oh, yeah, these. Yeah, if you're going Shaman and you're going Paladin, you're going Battle Mage, this perk would be pretty good to get because you'd want to stack mana. Especially if you're going with this one. Mana is just another health bar for you at that point. And you don't have to go Paladin, you could choose a different one if you wish. I just think the Lightning Aura that Paladin gives is nice to have. It gives additional defense as well with all the health that it gives. Static chain. Oh, that's what we're going to look at. What was it again? There was 2 electrifying effects that would be applied. You would have shock. That's the wrong one. An electrify. Shock and electrify. Now, what does shock do? Status AFAX. Oh my god, holy shock. Holy shock. No. So there's only a holy shock? And we got electrify, which doesn't have anything on it. That doesn't help. None of this helped. None of it helped at all. Pain. So lightning works. You just gotta get high enough to get... Going this route, though, I don't think it's a class to start out as. No, that's wrong. You just stack pen until you get to this, and once you get this, you would respec out a pen. But it works. It would totally work. It's totem. That's a lot of mana regen. Oh yeah, totem stuff. Yeah, I overlooked this entirely. That resistance ignore, or that ignores resistance is awesome. I would say it's a debate between these two. Gain 1% of your energy as physical damage. That 1% is... That's minuscule. Minuscule. That's awful. That's awful. 1%. I'm sorry, but that's a waste. Because there's not... Energy regen. Ah, there's energy. Regen. There's mainly regeneration. Okay, besides over here, there's a few energy over there. What is this? Yeah, no. That 1%. That's awful. That's garbage. In my opinion. I'm sure like armor and stuff will give you energy. And they're in the rogue class. No, it's just energy regen. Never mind. Unless there's a unique, because you can, anybody who does not know, the library is a fantastic tool that I recommend everybody use if you're looking up stuff, because you have all the uniques here that you can look at. And you can pick and choose shields, scythes, there's one. It shows you how much there are as well. Chess pieces. There's a bunch of chess pieces you can go through. Pants, hammers, peg leg, tomes, rings, great swords, all of them. You can find all of them here. Hat. Less damage. Damage received. Plus 50% damage received. Negative 100% cooldown. I don't know. I might be reading that wrong. That's awful. Electra. Experience gain. I need that. Gauntlets. Yeah, see, I don't want to go through these, but there's all of those there. You can find all of, that's wrong. All the status effects, all the skills, your professions, sport gems. You can find them all here as well. You can go through them all, check them out, which I probably will. Support, not that one. The augments that you can find in game. It doesn't have, it just has the common one, but I guess it has the rare ones too. But you can find everything here. All the runes. Unique gear, which we looked at. Gems, the max level you can get to, which is at the divine. And how much it goes. It's nice. The fixes for maps. Use the library in game. It's great. It's a great tool to use. All the currencies. Use the library. Alright, that's pretty much going to be it for today. Next time we'll be going over build, and I'm hopefully going to stick with a class. It is getting a little annoying for me to keep switching because I am very unsatisfied with how it is going. I still want to make... the problem is that I want to do an attack setup. That is probably the biggest limiter that I'm limiting myself to. Like, if I'm going to go skill damage and not so much attack damage, there's a bunch of options I can go. Right? Like, one of the builds that somebody pointed out would be the build that I am currently, which is Rogue and Finder. I'd pick up Whirlwind and then Cloak of Hidden Blades and just stack that damage type and grab Area of Effect, and then boom. Whirlwind is movement speed or attack speed increase. Gain 30% of your attack speed as skill damage. Okay, so it'd be attack speed. And it would work out fine, especially since I'm stacking a lot of attack speed, and it would just work out for me if I'm going to go down skill damage. But I really want to get my attacks to hit hard. There's not a lot of ways to get that going, which does suck. It does. But we'll figure that out tomorrow, next time, because we're also going to test out some, test out this. Because if this works in your offhand, because you can put I can't put that one in my offhand, so I had this one for. Grab this. So you can have this in your offhand and shoot with it. And it shoots fairly quick too. And it is nice. But what we don't know is if you can use skills, right? I mean, I'm getting my buff. If you see it, I'm getting my buff when I attack with it. That's interesting, which I did not think about. Wait a minute. That's 12. Let me switch weapons. One that doesn't have bleed. That hit more when I had the axe. So 145 to 240. Okay. So now the question is, I'm pretty sure it's going to work, is if we fully buff. Okay, it doesn't really affect. Not too much. Not really. That's disappointing. But that is going to be it. We're going to be testing this handheld crossbow out. Next time, we're going to probably try another class. I may go back to Bard, because Bard did help out the auto attack setup a lot. We'll just have to see how that goes. But either way, everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It is a shame that we did not get to see point 4 and point 4b of patch notes. I will, of course, have the link to it in the description below. Everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, be well, stay safe, and have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Until next time, stay awesome.